to make sure the action figure is having a huge impact on this back end.
Yeah, that was a nice Ice Golem freeze right there, so he can continue his way through with that King ability. It will skip across with the spiky ball, triggers the Giga Bomb, but it's okay as he continues through this defensive minion prince. Oh, the world champion went down, and that defensive minion prince just won't die.
Oh no. Finally, it's gone, but at this stage, it has already dealt so much damage. One minion might save the day, taking down one of those merged cannons on the back end. We have another Black Mine hitting, but this is now going to be a really, really hard finish. The Super Barb might be the MVP as well,
Wow.
clutching those beatings which are out of range, and he's celebrating because that action figure is actually getting him that 3-star with the remaining cleanup troops. And Elevate are back in the lead now.
They are up by 1 star, and that one Super Barb sailing onto it, like you said, it got that 3-star. He would have time failed if he didn't have the Super Barbarian to take out the topside buildings because of time. The Queen would have had to go through the walls and just would not have been able to take it. And it would have been a tie war. But saving onto that troop, and I like that back end Ice Golem acted like a freeze spell to help freeze things up and allow you to move through, but that's one thing about a defensive minion prince. It is nasty to try to face in the end of an attack, but we are now seeing the next attack coming in from Dizzy X Anima as a world champ is going to be charging very similar attack to what we just saw from Elevate, as it is the Root Riders with some Super Barbs.
That is correct. You see, oh, wait a second. One moment, he's having to save the Royal Champion. She has lost her ability already, and I'm recalling her right now. Both, which means Fox and as well the Royal Champion on super low hit points. And the pathing now for the Root Riders is not optimal, because this means that you have the Expo alive, and this could open compartments you do not want to open up here. The poison onto the furnace on defense, but this is just so much damage on the troops early on. The healers are frozen up.
What I also noticed was he doesn't have the Eternal Tome. Notice here, he's got the Healing Tome, healing things up, and the Rage Gem, but unfortunately things have completely split, and that's where the Royal Champion was supposed to get her value. The Royal Champion was supposed to clear this compartment and not allow the Root Riders to do exactly what they did. And if you don't get that value from the RC, the funnel is not set, which then your troops start diverging and not going exactly where you want. And unfortunately, this attack is going to be falling short, and the percentage is going to be lower. He does pair in that overgrowth now, but as his heroes are making their way around, he's trying to get as much percentage as possible and hope that he can get some defense against Elevate.
Yeah, he has to somehow increase the percentage as much as possible. He still has 2 hero abilities to hopefully get it a little bit higher, but I think at this stage there's not many ways of coming back from this. When it comes down to the attack itself, 3 stars are off the table, that's for sure. There's not that many buildings on the back end which he could one-shot with that spiky ball. He only damaged buildings, but they're getting repaired back up again with those builder huts. And this is going to be a maybe 80% 2-star. This is not what Dizzy X Stamina needed whatsoever in this attack.
No, unfortunately, this did not go the way he planned, and all stemmed from the Royal Champion value. If you don't get the value from the RC, especially when you're doing an investment like an RC charge in the Invis, you're just not going to be able to recover from that, as the Queen does help get towards the 83. Sneezy's trying to get at least one more building. No, probably will not be able to get that, as it finishes with an 83% 2-star, and Elevate already have a star lead, even if they were to 2-star themselves. So a 3-star here will give them that 2-star advantage.
And that will be a really big step, because you always have as well to consider which team is actually winning on a tie, which means if the stars are tied up. And if those 2 teams would have tied stars after those attacks, we see still a clear advantage percentage-wise for Elevate. So it feels like that would have been even further than those 2 stars up if Bernal can 3-star now, and this would get out of hand really, really quickly, because having those percentage on a well,
Guys,
least
like karo
level
yaar.
when it
That is
comes
Royal
down to
Champion
those
walk.
attacks is really crucial.
Baji fail हुआ.
Let's see
No
what Banal
invis.
can do here. He is getting the Royal Champion into that
अबे
tunnel
कोई pet
compartment
use
right
कर रहा है,
away.
देखना.
Having as well the Earthquake, which he's
अरे
not
यही,
using just yet.
Frosty, Fox
Instead,
जो है.
keeping that Royal Champion onto the Town Hall and make sure that he takes out even another building.
Yeah, with the invis to route the RC right into that monolith. The double invis, actually. Oh, going right on past it. So the boots. Oh, my. Wait, what kind of value? Oh, this value from the RC so far is so nice, but she might backtrack to the where's she going to go? She's going to go up? Okay, that's exactly where you wanted her to go. That is so much value there.
It kind of feels like that Banal is playing those controllable hero events where where he's just literally selecting the targets of the Royal Champ. That was crazy good how he manipulated the pathing champion with the invis spell, perfectly pushing her into the core. And just take a look at that. Half the base, or like the key defense at least, are gone, and not having to worry about the core is such a big advantage because we have just seen from the attacker of Dizzy X Stamina that if the pathing is not set up, that's already the pretty much number one thing you would fail, like number one reason why you would fail. But on this one, those troops are going to stay together and they should be looking really good.
Yeah, with this pathing right through the left side up to the top. Does have the Warden ability, but he doesn't have the Eternal Tome. He's got the Healing Tome to move in with the Rage Gem. We do have, I believe, one storage that's still at the bottom side of the base. So you could save a wizard to drop a Super Barb down there. But he still has to power through the Giga Bomb. But he's got the King and Queen ability. Finally now pops the King as he needs to continue his way through this top as the Giga Bomb goes off. There's not too much left of this base, but these Riders are kind of slowly getting picked up here. But he needs to get through this backside walls as 5 barbs are left.
One or two Riders alive so could get through those compartments would be so crucial. I think the last Rider though just went down, so the action figure of the Giant has to take those walls out. The Queen though going around the outside compartment, you have the Rage Gem of that Warden. That is such a game changer because this means you can enter those compartments way quicker if you have to go through those walls. 25 seconds and the last Inferno Tower is hiding behind another wall.
Oh, that wall is going to be a huge problem here. Unfortunately, this Queen though is very low health. She's going down to the multi-archer tower with 14 seconds left. The Giant, oh, it needs to get raged up, but he does. That's going to help, but unfortunately time is not on his side as this Giant won't be able to eventually get through that final set of walls, and it is only the 2-star, which means Dizzy X staying in this one, only down by a star after that as we go into the final set of attacks.
Yes, but as we mentioned before this attack, it is technically only 1 star, but it pretty much is 2-star lead because the percentage is so in favor of Elevate that on a tie, things are not looking that good for Dizzy. So what we need to see now, if Izzy wants to win, they would need to get a 3-star first, then Elevate has to have well, not that high percentage attack or even 1-star attack to give them the chance. Well, let's get things ready with some throwers, which I'm quite excited about. But we're seeing actually the minion prints with this together, which is surprising. But I mean, I'm all up for it. Let's go.
I'm taking some notes as well. It's the fireball throwers. Earthquakes right to the core, damages the Queen as well in the process, and the healers on the flame flinger taking so much damage from that one archer tower.
Wow, okay, that was kind of cool. He knows, okay, the flame flinger is going to this direction, but we all know Expos are actually outranging the flame flinger. So he turns the wizard tower invisible to directly target the Expo, take it out, and now the flame flinger could take down all of this right part of the base. The only downside is though that the flame flinger already took so much damage, which means he's not getting the crazy value he was anticipating. But still, let's see how strong those throwers can actually be, because I feel like they are so powerful right now. You just have to get them into the right position.
Yeah, as he continues his way through this left side, and I still find it crazy not having the Archer Queen in an attack. That's wild. As these throwers are going to be able to reach the Town Hall from the walls, doesn't have to break in. They'll just freak over, grab that value, continue his way to the left, and still hanging on to the king and the minion prince. But like you mentioned, the Flame Flinger is now gone. It was supposed to continue to get the value into that multi, but it did not get it because it took so much damage from that arch tower.
Now we have the minion prince on the back end with the metal pants together, supposed to take down all of those defenses back there. And I can totally see what the plan was. I would just like to see, I would have liked to see how all of this shaped up if that Flame Flinger would have not been taking damage early on, because those throwers are just circling the outside right now. It's not like a regular thrower smash like you would see on YouTube or something. No, those throwers are only supposed to pretty much walk around the outside, reach into the base, and then it's a surgical approach. But on this one, just did not work out. With 48 seconds, I don't think that he can make it all the way. The plan was so cool. But really, this one placement of the arch tower did mess things up quite a bit.
And that damage that he took, unfortunately, was the problem. As the Royal Champion, she did go down to the Monolith earlier, but he's trying to get as much value as possible, but he knows he needs a 3-star to put some pressure onto Elevate, as this only puts Dizzy X Anima to 11 stars. Elevate, you get a 2-star, and that is enough. Do not have to get a 3-star or even the high percentage, 50% too, and you will be winning this match, staying in the upper bracket, as this is the first match, and there are 7 more matches here today.
That's right, plenty of more Clash is going to come our way. This just being the first attack, like first match here, but this attack, I would have loved to see really how it could have happened when this Flame Flinger is not being deployed in there. I think this was one of the coolest and most creative plans which we have seen in a long time. It's really unfortunate that we see it going down because of this one misplacement of the siege. But we're going to see one more attack for Elevate. Seleno is going to be the last attacker. He's going to be the finisher for his team. And as long as he's getting 2 stars, he is going to win this match for them. It's going to keep them in the upper bracket. It's going to push Dizzy into the lower bracket run.
As we are seeing now, Seleno coming with dragons, a safe approach, especially sending the Royal Champion in towards that town hall as he goes invisible. Okay, I mean, invest all the invises. Why not? He's like, I don't need a 3 stars. I'm just getting that town hall down. Don't mind me, and then the dragons will move in.
How many invisibility cells would you like to invest? Yes, all of them. Making sure that town is going down, as you said, because the 2-star is the win condition for them right now. He doesn't really care about the triple rate right now for him or for his team. All he needs to do is just play it as safe as possible. And with having the 1st star in already and doing plenty of more damage to the base right now, if he would get that poison tower, that would be amazing. And with that being said, exactly that was achieved. Now only 25% more, and he is good to go.
Yeah, with the dragons moving through, does have the king to the outside of the base, and even has a blimp to use in a different section. Probably maybe to the far right side as the Ice Hound dies, freezes up this section, and pop the Warden Eternal's home to help through the core. There's that first, I think, went down. There's the Warden ability to help protect as he continues his way through the middle. He's about to reach the 50%, and there will be the victory. Drops a siege barracks instead, and there it is. The 2 stars confirmed, and they are locking up the win to advance in the upper bracket, taking down Dizzy X Anima, sending them to the lower bracket. And hey, 2 stars, they're winning the war here.
That's right, but can he even push all the way through? I mean, he's just the Minion Prince with that Phoenix on him. And I think it's right now completely stacked up with the Dark Crown, since we're seeing that again on that hero. We have as well... No, I think there's too much base left. When we have Yeti still coming in from the Siege Barracks, but I had hope for a little bit that this deck was a 3-star, but then I saw, okay, the King going down, the Dragons going down. At this stage, it feels like the Minion Prince, even though it's in Phoenix form, is the only thing which has a chance of somehow turning things around.
Yeah, that Phoenix is taking the damage. Unfortunately, not able to survive there. Warden does pick off the air defense. 30 seconds left. I believe that Spitter was very low health. Finding his Seeking Air Mine. and the Yeti that is still moving his way through the bottom side. But it's okay. All he needed was the 2-star, and even that sneeze against some extra value. But of course, the enemy queen still standing, still being there, will prevent this from getting a 3-star.
Yeah, defense is in, but it's a victory for Elevate. They're going to continue their road in the upper bracket, while Dizzy is now going to wait in the lower bracket for our next match, because they're going to find out who their opponent is going to be later today. So they're still going to have to play another match today, and now they have the chance in that lower bracket to knock out their competition, not just in this qualifying, but as well moving forward
chat में आप बोल
लेते finals.
अच्छा अटैक मारा है मैक्स का
अटैक
हामी भाई
to Elevate, they have that second life still left because they are still in that upper bracket. As well, take a look at those stats. 97.8 average destruction.
Really
impressive showing from Elevate. And it's going to be not fun whoever is going to have to face them in the upper bracket.
Yeah, they've been on such an impressive run, especially
देखा
from the last month, and they are not stepping off the gas, continuing that golden ticket push. They're trying to earn a second golden ticket. You know, even though it won't matter, you won't be able to take home 2 golden tickets. You'll be able to take home the prize money that comes along with it. And for those that are curious, if we had a situation where a golden ticket team were to win it, then the golden ticket for this month would go to the highest remaining team that did not already currently have a golden ticket. So Dizzy, they're in the lower bracket. The only way that they make it back is they got to have an impressive lower bracket run here too. And there it is, Elevate, advancing in the upper bracket. The next match that we're going to be going into right after this is Only Bads versus
Navi, Navi.
And that's going to be another great match as well. Prediction-wise, it was like 50-50 spread. But if you're following the lower bracket, like in this entire bracket, there is the case that actually the third place team could win the golden ticket, because if Elevate is going to push all the way to the grand finals with the upper bracket, and Dizzy is going to make it to the lower bracket final, is going to win there, he's going to make it to the grand finals as well. We could possibly see the third place team with the golden ticket. So there is some crazy things which could happen over this weekend, and I'm all up for it because this is so many different options. And on top of that, to make things even more exciting, in the background, all of those teams are collecting points as well for the leaderboard. So this is having an impact as well. But I think we should take a step back and actually look at the MVP for this last match. That was obvious. Max getting the voting in 66% for this match.
Can we give an LVP to Max's healers? You know, Max coming in, like coming in and still delivering a 3-star, even though his healers did not want to be the MVPs. They did their absolute best to try to prevent Max from getting the triple, but no, he still pulled through and got it done. So Elevate getting the victory here in this match, and a great performance for them. And like Vince mentioned, them being in the upper bracket, they're going to continue their run. And hey, they have that second life.
7 या 8 team.
That's right, and that can have a lot of impact moving forward, because you're going to keep it as they move into the grand finals, and the other team from the lower bracket would need to force the bracket reset. So keeping that is having a really big impact on the opportunity to push your seeding within that higher. Remember, you're going to fight for a lot of prize money, even if, like Elevate or Dizzy, you have already your golden tickets won.
Nawab 10, सबसे ऊपर Nawab 10.
It's been such an impressive performance from Elevate. Even though Dizzy's in the lower bracket, they're going to be still a very tough team to eliminate and take down. We're Only Bads, and we have Electro's JP coming up next. But we'll be right back after this short little break.
तो हम लोग स्पेक्टेटर है ना, हम लोग थोड़ी ना अटैक मारेंगे, हम अटैक ही नहीं मारेंगे। हाँ ते लोग खेलेगा, हम थोड़ी ना खेलेंगे। ते समझ भाई कैसे निकालना 15 से 17 को, वीडियो डालेगा 15 से 17 को कैसे निकाल सकते हैं। 17 का आईडी होना भाई फामी मुंह का बात नहीं है, बहुत कम लोग का पास होगा।
And welcome back here as we are getting ready for match number 2. I have to welcome the one and only Clash Bashing to the desk. And Bash, what was your thoughts on Elevate's performance there?
Man, Elevate have looked pretty unstoppable for the past couple months now. I mean, even the month where they didn't win the golden ticket, they had such a strong performance. It definitely looked like they're in like that driver's seat position moving forward right now. But I mean, both those teams have golden tickets. Let's move on to a matchup where no one has a golden ticket, Carvin.
Yeah, neither of these teams have one, between Only Bads and Electros JP. We saw both these teams have been doing good leading up to this stage, but Only Bads percentage 96.6, quite a bit higher with the 3-star rate, with the the stars as well. But Bash, you and me, we both picked Electros JP in this match, huh? Why did we do that?
Well, I mean, for me personally, it felt like a coin flip. Although, like, last month, I was really impressed with Only Bads. I just think, I don't know. Honestly, it was legit a coin flip situation for me. So that's why I went with Electros. Maybe I like the little dragon logo, but I don't know. It's hard to say what's going on in my head. I definitely think this matchup is a matchup that can go either way, where both of these teams are very hungry and looking to make an impact with, I mean, time's literally running out for a chance to get a golden ticket. So this could definitely be a month where we see a team like Only Bads or Electros JP step up and try to grab that golden ticket.
Yeah, let's take a look at the Only Bads lineup as we have Demo, Endy, Dima, Sean, and Ninja. These players coming from many different teams, forming this one, and they are a team that you have to keep your eye out on because they are so good, but they are looking to turn the tide. They've come so close many times, but have come so short. But this is their time. They're going to try to take advantage of it and try to get a golden ticket this month so they could compete in the World Championship later this year. Of course, like other teams, we're able to sit down with Only Bads as well, so let's hear from them.
We plan on winning the whole team and just getting the golden ticket here so we don't have to worry about points. I think the strongest thing is that we all help each other and are confident during the war, so it plays a big role in making sure we're able to get 3 stars on the board at any point in the war. So if the meta changes like we recently had with the crafted defenses, we just play a lot and see what's working well and then make the best bases accordingly, and same thing on offense. So we have 2 coaches and they really help out when it comes to practicing, and they make sure that we're in a good headspace going into the weekend. So obviously it was a really close war. I'd say it was a complete robbery because we had a 98 and a 99 on defense, but I think we definitely needed it more than they did, and they'd probably agree with that as well. So we're going to take that momentum and make sure we win this weekend. So obviously it was my first year playing on Worlds last year, but the outcome wasn't the best. So this year we really want to change that and push for a higher rank with this new team.
Some great words there from Ninja, but kind of like what you mentioned, Carbon, these players are from all over a bunch of different teams, now merged in to form OnlyBads, and they are hungry. They made that strong run last month and made it to the finals, but they came up against the juggernauts of Elevate. So we definitely know that they're capable of making a run here in our monthly qualifier.
Yeah, they're looking to try to continue that momentum from the previous month. Can they write it out here in this one? They definitely can. We both picked it though, Electro's JP, and from seeing those stats, could I get changed and swayed to picking the OnlyBads? You know, I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stick with my prediction. I'm gonna stick with it there. I'm not gonna be flipping to the other side, but still, it's gonna be a fantastic match there. And like we saw from what Ninja said, performance that he had last year in the World Championship was not the best. He's learned from it, and he's gonna take that and try to capitalize on getting the opportunity of trying to just get back, right? Just getting that golden ticket opens up the door to all that prize money that even a last place comes with, because $15,000 are getting a golden ticket now. And then we heard from Woody, like 20,000 at least coming in with last place in the World Championship. So it's a huge prize pool and a lot is on the line.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the better you perform, obviously, the more money you make, but also there's a lot of pride on the line for a lot of these players, as you saw, like from their previous teams where they've had some strong runs. Ninja spoke about how he was playing in Worlds last year, wanting to improve. But I think like the more you play and the more you get experience, like the better you're gonna be. Like you're able to handle the pressure. You're not gonna be as nervous. You're able to, you know, kind of lead your team, keep their nerves calm, keep them ready and the momentum where it needs to be. And we saw that last month from these guys. I thought they were very well composed. Just like when you run up against Elevate, who I think are playing maybe the best out of any team in the Clash of Clans world right now, it is just so hard to stop them as we get ready here for this matchup. Getting the final preparations and getting their heads straight, now it's going. I knew that was going to make an impact here on war number one. But they are going to go against the GPay, Electro's JP.
Electro's JP is going to be a team that you will have to plan for and take out because they are so strong as well. They've been performing so well as we have Chihuahua, Sahara, Wado, STK, and NYU. As look at the percentages, just like many of these other teams here, very high percent, but all it takes is one war where you mess up and then you can cost your team a upper bracket run, getting sent to the lower bracket. And we know once you get to that lower bracket, anything is possible, and you lose that match, you are out. And of course, we sat down with Electro's JP, so let's hear what they had to say.
結構守りの方を重視して戦略を立ててきたなと思っていて、新しいベースビルダーを何人か雇ったりして守りの方に結構注力してきました。で、ベーステストをしていくうちに自分たちの攻めの質っていうのもどんどん向上していって、守りを固めた結果攻めも良くなったっていう感じですね。チームの一番の強みはやっぱり結構団結力だと思ってます。で、その団結力を維持するためには結構みんなで意見を出し合ってどういう戦略がいいかなとかどういう配置がいいかなっていうのを議論して、次の世界大会どうやって突破しようかっていうところを積極的に議論したことが結構ポイントだったかなと思います。
आवाज आ रहा है तो हम लोग का क्या कर रहा है यार मार मार हाँ मारो मारो 4 बिल्डर हरीश का पास वाला मत देखो तुम बड़ा अकाउंट खोलेंगे हम लोग को तुमको अब बड़ा अकाउंट से आना पड़ेगा तुम ऐसा ऐसा बात मत करो। मानना एस्ट्रोफोबो मार रहा है अटैक देखिए एस्ट्रोफोबो का अटैक एस्ट्रोफोबो मार रहा नॉर्मल अटैक अरे यार 6-9 से मारेगा मारना भाई कहाँ दिख रहा नहीं है अभी तक देख लो छी भाई फामी छी छी शर्म से मर जा 15 लेके 13 को मार रहा है थोड़ा देर डिले चलेगा जी सामने देख लिया 2 स्पेल गिरा हम्म, थोड़ा डिले रहेगा जी सामने भाई देखना लाइव में देखना अरे फामी बहुत गंदा अटैक मारते हुए जैसे कि आप देख सकते हैं टॉवल 13 पर इतना गंदा अटैक मार रहे
अरे हर जगह जा रहे साउंड कम कर ना कोई चीज का
टाउनल 13 पे अगर फामी अटैक फेल हो रहा है समझ जाओ तुम बहुत खराब अटैक मार रहे हो जब चिड़िया चुग गए खेत तब तुम बोल रहे हो 200
याद रहेगा ना बड़ा
अरे आता अचानक अचानक आता। गाइस देखिए, शर्म लज्जा देखिए, ये देखिए नवाब 10 का बेस देखिए एक बार, ठीक है। ये टाउन हॉल 15 का बेस है, नवाब 10 का, ठीक है। और उसके बाद वो अटैक किस पे मारेंगे हमारे वॉर पे, देखिए 14 और 15 बोले हैं। देखिए 14 का बेस देखिए, और ये 15 का बेस देखिए।
अरे सब लगा, अरे सब लगा, अरे सब लगा। अब लगा ना, मार दिया, अब 11 पे मार दिया, मगर पे।
और इनका यूट्यूब चैनल भी है, नवाब फामी रहमान। ताकि बेइज्जती और उड़े। मेसी से मानना भाई, मेसी है ना वॉर में।
यार इस कमेंट्री करना।
रीत भाई अटैक मारते हुए, जिसान भाई देखिए रीत भाई का अटैक। तो लाइव स्ट्रीम में देखेगा ठीक दिखेगा तेरे को, हम सबका देख रहे, घुमा 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 के। लो टाइम है अभी जिसान भाई, अभी इधर ज्यादा मजा आ रहा है। 3 स्टार मार दिए रीत भाई हमारे। देखते हैं मेसी मारेंगे हमारे, मेसी द गोट। देखते हैं, ये भी टाउन हॉल 13 है।
पंद्रह पे मार रहा भाई।
देखिए देखिए कायर पंती, देखिए हमारे 1 नंबर का, ऐसे हम लोग कैसे जीतेंगे
अशोक
वॉर।
को मारा ही बस।
भाई बोलते हैं टूर्नामेंट खेलेंगे, ये खेलेंगे वो खेलेंगे, 1 नंबर हो के हमारे टीम के कितने बड़े फट्टू है देखिए।
अबे फ्लिंगर को बचा।
वाह वाह, 3 3 तो हेड हंटर है भाई। आखिरी दम तक लड़ा वो पहुंचने के लिए।
भाई नवाब 10 में मिलियन प्रिंस का इक्विपमेंट है ये। बस मिलियन प्रिंस को मिलता हुआ चुदा है।
क्या लगता है गाइस, ये अटैक फेल होगा कि
भाई
हो
ड्रैगन का
जाएगा?
लेवल दे।
सस्पेंस।
भाई शेडो फ्रीज है।
हम मेरे हिसाब से एमवीपी गोज टू फ्लेम फ्लिंगर। जिशान भाई आपको क्या लगता है, एमवीपी किसको मिलना चाहिए?
भाई टाउन हॉल 12 गांड सुखा दे रहा भाई, क्या हो रहा है सब।
देखा देखा, कमजोर बेस पे ताकत दिखाते हुए। आइस गोलम यटी लेके आया भाई, सीसी देखो ना, सीसी देखो ना। आइस गोलम और यटी जा रहा है। वंस मोर।
बोल भाई मानने इसको 12 नंबर तक।
12 नंबर पे मानने बोल रही।
12 पे है तो 13 है।
भाई अगर तेसे नहीं लगेगा तो ते भाई 14 ही पे मार। तो चाप नहीं। हाँ मारिए मारिए, जिस पे आपका दिल उस पे मारिए। जल्दी मारिए, वहां पर मैच स्टार्ट हो गया, हम लोग देखने जाएंगे। मोस्ट हीरोइक अटैक इटाची। घंटा है। रील यूज करते हुए।
14 ड्रैगन।
ड्रिल घुसाने की पूरी तैयारी। अभी पता चला एयर स्वीपर है वहां पे। देखिए माइनर का गेम देखिए, खुदाई करते हुए माइनर जमीन के अंदर खोद रहे। कैसन लगा बा, कैसन लगा बा।
रेज 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 रेज।
माइनर देखिए, माइनर का देखिए, खाली गेम देखो माइनर का निशान भाई। माइनर देखो ना, माइनर का गेम देखो तुम खाली।
अटैक का गाना मरा गया।
हम जा रहे, हम जा रहे। पामी छोड़ दे भाई।
अबे 3।
भाई ओवर पावरफुल ट्रूप है भाई। बहुत गंदा अटैक एक नंबर के होते हुए। सोचिए एक नंबर को मारते तो क्या होता, हार्ट अटैक आ जाता सबको। जिशान जिशान भाई गया चीमा चीमा आते आते लाइव आते हैं इसको लगा डाला तो लाइव जिंगल आला करवाते जल्दी करवाते
So I'm surprised he used it there.
Yeah, that was definitely an interesting play. Still has Queen ability, still has the troops that are going to come out of that Flame Flinger as well. With that Expo going down, that's going to take a little bit of threat away from the Flame Flinger. There goes another Ice Golem. It gets sprung. So the Freeze is going to go ahead and freeze up the multi-gear tower. Here comes the Giant from the Queen ability. I mean, this is looking like it can come together. That King is going to be a big stopper, but there go two Ice Golems, and he's celebrating a little bit. And it looks like Electro's JP with an attack we haven't really seen a ton. Remember, those Super Bowlers did get a buff in the last update. With an attack we haven't seen a lot, getting through with a Super Bowler smash.
A fantastic attack. It's great to see something different here, and the approach shows that you can take the base down with other strategies other than the roots. Super Bowlers coming in, 4 of them, moving through, and I like the ice block, which he used to try to get the healers to heal them up, to give a little bit more time, get healed up, and then pairing in that Grand Warden Eternal Tome to be able to heal up the troops moving through, and also protect through any red air bombs that possibly can move through so the healers do not die off.
That's a little tip, that's a little trick you could even pick up a little bit when those ice golems are freezing up your troops and stuff. Just use your ice block and let everything kind of get healed up there. It works out so nicely. Demo is going to be next though for Only Bads, and if Demo can get a 3-star on the board, they will push that lead. But remember, anything above 88% and Only Bads will still be in the lead. It's going to be a dragon approach here. Look at all of these rocket balloons going in, trying to get that multi-gear tower under control, and then that Royal Champion, she should go over and take the Town Hall out next. There goes the haste. She's going to go ahead and work through there. She does get the Ricochet Cannon, and there goes the Town Hall next.
Yeah, Town Hall's down, does trigger the Giga Bomb here. Will it take the damage? Ooh, the Spirit Fox is barely alive here as the RC continues. Wait, the Boots might be able to clear the Clan Castle hold. If the Boots, yeah, look at this. He's waiting over the CC, and the CC is gone.
What a pickup there. Not having to deal with those Clan Castle troops is massive. Beautiful play here, but he's not done. He's not done, Carvin. He's still got 2 more Invis after this
Oh
one
my.
picks up the model of the Crusher Mortar. There goes the multi-gear tower. This base is already gutted. What the heck?
How does one hero take out all of this value?
भाई
RC with
base
her
खाली कर
boots
दिया भाई
is
28%.
insane to grab the clan castle just like that as the Lava Hound moving to the left to help tank the air defense, continuing through with that Dark Crown on the Mini Prince, slowly moving his way to the left with the Grand Warden and Eternal Tome still intact. Heroes of the King and Queen will be able to move their way. Or actually, no, there is no Queen. What I'm talking about because he had the Royal Champ. So the King's going to be moving his way to the top as the Dragons with the Warden are soloing. They're going to path their way through, waiting for the Warden. Billy finally now pops it.
Yeah, it's one of those like little interesting things with this dragon attack. Do you go king? Do you go queen? Do you go with the firepower? Do you go with the snakes? But we kind of see a little bit of both from dragon players. It's really all about these dragons. They got to thin out this left side. King should have no problem swinging around to the right side, and everything should collapse up top. Still has that Minion Prince's ability yet to be deployed. Still has King ability with Spiky Ball. There goes the Tornado spinning some of these dragons around, but there's still quite a bit of dragons up at this point. With a handful of dragons still remaining, I mean, you got to be feeling good about your chances.
Absolutely, but the Minion Princess of Dark Orb's gonna go the wrong way, unfortunately. King's Spiky Ball can skip through down here as the Dragons continue their way to the left, but it is another 3 stars. 3, 4, 3, 4. Only Baz and a performance that they have looked at from last month and just continuing to bring into this month, and they want to be able to turn the tide to try to get that golden ticket. They came so close last month. It was Elevate that took them down. That was the only team that was in their way, and if they win this match, you know they're gonna look to get their revenge. But 3 for 3 to start a match like this, that is so impressive.
Yeah, that's crazy good from them. I mean, obviously, they've went to work since last month, and they come in and they're looking like such a strong team right now. Sahara will be the next attacker going up against Demo, who just attacked, but man, if you're Electros JP, you're hanging in there. You're putting up 3 stars. They've got 2 3 stars of their own, but you just need a break on defense, and I think that goes to speak to the base builders of Only Bads. I mean, there's such good base builders. And when you don't have base builders like that, I mean, it's so tough.
Guys,
still a lot of war to be played here. 4 attacks remain. Another dragon attack coming in here and electing to go with the queen this time to pair up here. But Carbon's going to be another huge, long RC charge with tons and tons of invisibilities and an earthquake to weaken up this core here.
The one thing with this type of attack is it can be risky, is if you do not get the value of the RC, she goes the wrong way and it is over. It could be a very low percent because you relied on the heavy value of the Royal Champion. But she's made her way into the core. Look at her health. Oh my, the Giga Bomb goes off, but she is able to continue her way into the core, grabbing the Town Hall, grabbing the whole middle of this base. Does not finish off the Ice Golem. Can he get the Fire Spitter with one more invis? Yes, should be able to grab that. And the sweep. No, wait, he turns around.
Get the CC, get the CC. Oh, he got the CC. Oh. Okay, I don't think I saw one Ice Golem came out, but I don't think the rest of the CC troops came out. Maybe the Furnace was out. I don't know. Either way, the CC is gone now. Here comes the Queen with that Siege Barracks on the left, Dragons on the right. The approach we see time and time again. It's all about just setting the stage here, setting the pathing, but that Queen, man, she's gonna go into some heavy damage area. One kind of interesting take here, 4 baby dragons along with some rocket balloons, 5 rocket balloons on this one. Kind of a little bit of an unconventional approach with 4 babies.
Yeah, it does pop that Warden ability, protecting the dragons through a Seeking Air Mine. Trying to get healed back up. Another Seeking Air Mine next to that Monolith, so a very nice Warden ability. As the Super Minions from the Siege Barracks has come out to join in assistance with the Queen, making her way to the left, while the Minion Prince still has his ability to use.
There it goes, right as you mentioned it, Carbon. Minion Prince's Dark Orb is going to go ahead and surge forward, slowing up those defenses, slowing up that sweeper, which actually is kind of pointed right towards the middle of the base, so those dragons are going to be able to avoid it. There's that air defense up top. The Queen is still doing really good work there. There's not too many buildings that are going to slow this down as the Giant's going to go over, take out that multi-archer tower, and this is looking like yet another 3-star. This war, aside from the first attack, has just been non-stop triples. Remember, we're in hard mode, right?
I believe, right? I saw that hard mode right on the screen. It's not on the ending screen, But if you want to see if it is hard mode, during the attack, it says it right towards the bottom. You'll be able to see it down there. But yeah, this is indeed hard mode. The heroes of your attacking heroes are supposed to be weaker. The defending heroes are supposed to be stronger, and you are capped at the equipment because their equipment can only be level 15 for the common equipment. Even though they could have 18, it won't let you. It drops it down to 15, and then for the epic equipments, it drops it from 27 all the way down to 21 in hard mode only. Whenever they play in normal, it'll be max, but it changes when it's in hard mode. We're seeing now Dima coming in for the Dragons. Can he continue those 3 stars for only bad?
Remember, only bads does have the 3-star advantage, but they also have a 13% advantage as well. So an 88% 2-star will secure the victory here for only bads. Wait, hold on a second. Nope, I'm ahead of myself. One attack there, but that's okay. We'll get there. Only bad's working through here. Dima's trying to get to the town hall here. He's got all these invises, but it looked like things went a little bit awkward there for the RC. Like things were just a little bit awkward. I feel like he wants to get this town hall. Maybe he'll sideswipe the town hall a little bit later. He's definitely not going that way now.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be able to grab the town hall with the Raw champion at this rate. There's only 2 invises left. There's the ice golem. He'll be able to damage it, but with 1 invis left here, there's no way this town hall could go down before that ice golem dies off and freezing up that Raw champion. Okay. Never mind. I didn't think it was possible.
I mean,
what?
I didn't think it was going to happen either, Carmen. I was right there with you. I was like, there's no way this town hall is going down. And Dima is right back on track. If that town hall stays up, that is a huge hindrance. The king would have been taking so much unnecessary damage. But now town hall is down. King's going to go ahead and start walking past here. Does have that bow and the multi-archer tower to deal with there. But the wizards are starting to work on that bow, though. That bow is starting to pick off these wizards out of the clan castle. But he's got the furnaces. I see the furnace popping, and there goes the warden ability on the top side.
Yeah, with that warden ability protecting that minion prince, especially since he has the dark crown, it was very nice. The furnace has got that valley from the bottom side. King is moving his way off to the right with the snakes moving through, and a very nice dark orb to slow things down as these dragons make their approach to the enemy Raw champion in the middle.
All right, let's see if he can finish through here. Things are definitely thinning out. That king took a lot of damage, and there goes King going down. Minion Prince trying to hang in there. All the dragons are starting to go down. The dragons, last dragon goes down there. It's all in the Minion Prince. He does have Phoenix. There's a lot of base remaining, but look at those furnace, the fire mites from the furnace. I don't know how healthy those, or how much fire mites are left from the furnace. That fire spitter is shutting them down along with that ricochet cannon, so they're not able to pick up the value. Now the warden trying to hang on, but look at the percent, Carbon. It's 88%. That's the magic number that will still keep them in the lead here. So Electros are going to have to put up a high percent or even a 3-star and still hope for a little bit of help, hope for another defense on the final attack.
So if Electros JP get a 3-star in their final attack, Only Bads is having to get a 3-star in order to win because of what Electros JP has done. 3, 3, and 3, or even another 3. They could be failing the first attack and then getting all triples after that. And now it's 11-11. In the last match, the final score was 11 for Dizzy X Danima, and then Elevate had 12. So now these teams are getting much more than that. So it's coming down to the final set of attacks. A 3-star from Electro JP. Now Only Bads will have to get a 3-star of their own. They do have the advantage on the percentage, but let's see what Watto can do.
It's going to be a really, really huge attack here for Watto. Obviously, you want it to be a 3-star to force the pressure, force it back over to Ninja and the guys at Electros. But it's going to be a Super Witch attack. Wow, Electros JP might be the most diverse strategy clan that we've seen. We've seen Super Bowlers, now we're seeing Super Witches. And boom goes a Dynamite early right onto the mono and that scatter shot. Not to mention the poison tower picking up early value from that Warden Fireball.
Yeah, nice value from the Warden.
21 का magic mirror,
Playing castles right in the middle of the space, so never remove that. Does have the poison spell, but remember, with
21 पे लग रहा है मेरे को stack
Super
करती है,
Witches,
पता है?
it's about time.
इससे ज़्यादा नहीं हो सकता.
Do not start those super witches
भाई
early
लोग
enough,
world level
then
player
you're
है,
going to
लोग
be in
नहीं हो
trouble.
सकता है
We are going to see a flame
21 पे
flinger
लग रहा
moving
है,
into the
क्या
top
Man,
side,
those
drops an
skellies.
archer. He does see it, so he's okay.
वही
But I
है
really like the warden getting the
पांच
value
का
so the
flinger.
flame flinger can now move its way from the multi-arch tower, then in towards that spitter as he's going to path the super witches the complete opposite side of the town hall.
Yeah, it's a really, really nice approach here. Great job managing everything. Now the queen gonna go ahead and take out the king with this headhunter. Super witches are gonna have a pretty straight line through here. Can use his king on the exterior down there by that gold mine just to keep those witches pushed inside of the Alexiu. And here come the witches. They're gonna start spawning those big boys. Remember, they'll only spawn one of those big boys at a time. But once that big boy goes down, gets defeated, they will spawn another one. So those are big, beefy units. Along with the witches, I mean, there are some strong, hefty units as well. But the main thing here is keeping everything alive. And there goes the king on that bottom side just to keep the funnel tight and keep everything inside the base along that jump line.
Yeah, with that jump giving him access straight towards the middle. Can't reach the town hall in terms of with the big boys, but the super witches be able to reach over the wall. Now sends in the royal champion behind the king to the bottom side of the space, which is a lot of damage down there. Remember, he's trying to continue his way through. No warden ability anymore after the early one because he had the fireball, but Invis is used. The RC's forced to ability. He's got to freeze. But there's so much damage coming in from the core.
Yeah, that was just such a tough spot for that RC. Now the queen's trying to work her way to the middle. The witches are taking so much damage. Everything's spread out a little bit here. They need a 3-star in the worst way. They're still alive here. It's not over. But things got to tighten up as quickly as possible here. Still have healers there on the witches, on the queen, on the giant. RC's going to go down. Flame flinger rather, going to actually open the wall here. Got to get to the multi-gear tower. That's the big thing. What is also in this clan castle is the flame flinger is about to expire. Here we go. We got super minions in there. They'll be able to attack from the air. That's all that remains, Carbon. I think this one's going to fall short, and the percentage looks super, super weak.
I wonder if he went with super bowlers. Would that have worked because of the splash from the bowler bounces and the value you can get from all the defenses being so close to each other? It almost feels like you kind of get the vibes of those like E-Dragons where you get the change through the core because everything's so condensed. But unfortunately, it is only a 2-star there for Watto, which means that OnlyBads does not have to get a 3-star for a victory. They can get a percentage 2-star, and that will be enough to advance. If they advance, it would be against Elevate. What's the percent they need?
I believe it's going to be an 82% for Electros to win. 83% will be the tie. 84% will be the victory for OnlyBads. So 84% is definitely super manageable. The lowest attack in this war has been an 87%, but we've seen weirder things happen, Carbon Fen. But with Ninja, one of the strongest attackers of this OnlyBads team, you'd like to think he'd be able to get there and try to get to Elevate and get a little bit of that revenge, but he's going with an unconventional approach of his own with some more super witches.
Let's see. It's only 3 super witches this time, while we saw from the previous one 4 super witches. But oh my, the fireball there, it seems like it got so much value, just completely annihilating that section of the base. But we're going to see the flame flinger moving up to the top while the Yetis are helping moving through there. And the one nice thing about the Yetis up there, one, they can grab some buildings, that's great, but the Yeti mites are going to be jumping out in front, testing for Teslas. Because you're able to test for Teslas, you can help protect that flame flinger even more. And there's one of them that did pop, I see up top. But the super witches, they're moving down south.
Definitely a great pickup. And honestly, if you're in a percent game, super witches feel like a safe percent attack. Just because they're so beefy, those big boys are so beefy. And if you can keep the healers tight on them, you should be in a really good spot. There goes the jump spell to give him access to the middle of the base. He's going to have a straight line right on through here. King's going to go ahead and deploy his spiky ball. That King is taking a beating early. 2 Expos and the ricochet cannon now on him. King's going to go to Phoenix. And now all that damage is going to focus over to the big boys. And the witches are going to have to spawn those big boys as quickly as possible. Poison down on the furnace. Oh my goodness, so much going on right here, Carbon.
Yeah, he had a perfect path to the Town Hall with that jump spell. Town Hall went down with ease. He's past the 2 stars. He's continuing to move through and still has to deploy the Royal Champion. Queen's already burned her ability, moving into the right. Super Witches jumping the wall, taking the damage of a defensive king in the middle of this base. Are you going to drop the RC now? I mean, the Super Witches, they have all pretty much disappeared here. Only has one left in the core. The healers are there, but when does he use the Royal Champ? Now sends her in off to the left side, soloing that section.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to have the percent. There it is. That's going to be the victory for Only Bads. It doesn't need to be a 3-star. A 3-star is just a nice little swag, but with this one climbing into the 90s, it's definitely going to be a secured victory for Only Bads, as this was a very, very close back and forth affair for these two squads. I mean, Electros JP, they came to play, but Only Bads, no slouches of their own. They will win. But Carbon, that means they go on to face Elevate, which, man, that's going to be tough. And if does that mean Electros goes down to face Dizzy? Either way, it's going to be tough.
I wonder, in this attack here, what if he were to send the King with the Super Witches? You know, if the King was in the core, and then he Earthquaked the King in the core, and then you jump the backside, or you just rotate it, where you jumped early, then the King Earthquake boots to the backside, so the Super Witches can continue to move through. I mean, I feel like if he attacked it a little bit of a different approach, it would have tripled. I don't think he needed to change his army whatsoever, but if it came down to the fact that he needed a 3-star to win, oh man.